Sometimes when you compromise who you are to appease others, you slowly feel yourself begin to die inside. It's been an amazing journey. Myself, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up.
Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Angelic Alchemy, and this is Unmasking Spiritual Deception, Liberation from Witchcraft and Narcissism. This is episode 16, and we're going to talk about shame and how narcissistic family dynamics and people who do smear campaigns, that kind of thing, Jezebel spirits, how they project their own shame onto us as chosen ones, and how we need to give it back to them, put it down, and make them take it back. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I saw this video on YouTube that does like prophetic words, and she said something along the lines of, ask the Holy Spirit to convict you of, what you need to be convicted of, and that's what you need to do, so you can move forward and level up and get out of this situation, or something to that effect. And I was like, okay, so I paused the video. I'm like, Lord, I don't know if this is for me, but if it is, and I put my hand on my heart, ask the Holy Spirit to convict me of anything I need to be convicted of, if I'm doing anything that I'm not supposed to be, if I'm headed in the wrong direction, and if so, to direct me the right way, that kind of thing. And and then I waited in silence for a minute, and of course I wanted to ask more questions or, move on to the next thing, but I was like, maybe I should wait. And I heard wait, and I'm like, okay, so I waited. I have ADHD, so sitting in silence and waiting is kind of hard for me sometimes, but we're working on it. And then I waited, didn't really hear anything, and then I asked in my head, is there something that I need to be convicted of? And then I heard shame. And I was like, shame? And then there you go, or something like that, or shame again. And I was like, what am I ashamed of? And then I heard something along the lines of, that's what you need to figure out, or that's what you need to look into, or something like that. And I was like, okay, so what am I ashamed of? And off rip, I'm like, well, nothing that I can think of. And then the first thing that came to mind, I'm just kind of rambling because I'm going through this as I'm recording. So the first thing that came to mind was, how I was treated in this whole smear campaign, humiliation ritual, narcissistic abuse, my boot camp my Earth Angel boot camp, whatever you want to call it, our hazing as chosen ones, the drill. And, they treat us like we're them, basically, like we're lazy, like we're bad people, like we're liars, like we're promiscuous, we're sneaky, people need to watch us because they can't trust us, that kind of thing, when, obviously we are the farthest from any of those things, which is kind of how, what makes this whole thing ironic and what makes it perfect in the way that we are the ones that take them down and destroy them because they came for us. So we just basically mirror back their own energy, their own shitty energy that they tried to take us out with to them, and then it basically destroys them. So in that, it's beautiful in that aspect. But anyway, so back to, I digress. So, they make us feel like, we can't do anything right, and no matter what we do, it's never going to be good enough, and we might as well just not try, and blah, 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 blah. That's the whole intent, that's the whole mind game. So, during that time, I can speak for myself at least, it works for a while, and until, it makes us, get broken down to literally nothing. It breaks off all the fake, all the labels, all the lies these people are trying to stick to us, and we have no choice but to go within and be like, am I those things? Who am I? And why am I here? Why is this happening to me? And in doing that, we find ourselves / God, same thing. God is truth, authenticity, and love. So we find our authentic selves and we learn how to love ourselves, and that's how we, really come to God, whether we had a relationship with him before or not. But, we get intimate with him, and that, you know what I mean? Well, hopefully you know what I mean. So, but now, I mean, now that I have realized that these people are all like absolute trash, and they literally are all of those things that they tried to say that I was, and on top of that, you know, that kind of means that their opinions doesn't mean shit. It's not worth anything. It's fucking garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if they approve of somebody, then you're fucking a shitty person like they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't like you, that's a compliment. That's good. So now where I'm at, I don't really feel like I feel, you know, shame. Like, I don't feel shame towards that. Like, it sucks and it hurts that, you know, these people act like they care about you, and you genuinely care about them because you're, you know, a caring, empathic person, and you know, depending on your situation, you might love these people or have love for them, and they act like they care for you. At least at bare minimum, they act like they care for your well-being. The whole time they're trying to literally destroy you in every way that you can think of, in so many ways that you can't. Like, the most heinous, disgusting, like demonic fucking tactics, and just the things that they do to you. Like, it would break anyone down. It would make, you know, it's enough to make anyone go into a, you know, a psychosis or, you know, whatever. And that, you know, that's the intent. They want you to go crazy. They want you to take yourself out. But they don't realize that they fucked with the wrong one. You know, because if you didn't have God, that's exactly what would happen. But, so, I don't know. I don't feel that I feel shame towards that anymore. So I was hoping that by kind of saying this out loud, that maybe I would figure out what, or maybe I just needed to release that. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just needed to say it out loud. Like, I don't feel any shame towards anything that was done to me, because I know that I didn't deserve it, and that there's nothing that I could have done that would have stopped those people from doing it. They, you know, they are narcissists, which are demons. You know, it's a Jezebel spirit, but, you know, you call it what you want. You call it a narcissist or a Jezebel spirit, the same exact thing. And they do not, like, basically, for all intents and purposes, they don't have a soul. Like, they can't tap into their authenticity. Maybe not all of them. I'm not saying that everybody that has a Jezebel spirit doesn't have a soul. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot of these, like, narcissists, these people, like, are fake family. Like, that might be your mother, you know, your sister or whatever by blood, but, like, those bitches aren't your family, you know what I'm saying? Like, not in, you know, not in astral terms, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. But we just have to wake up from the Matrix. Like, they are NPCs, you know? They are the Matrix. They might not know it, but they have no connection to God, which is why they have to feed off of our energy and stuff. So, you know, anyway, so once we realize who these people are, and, you know, then who we are, or we realize who we are, and then, you know, it tells us who these people are, I think that we come to the understanding that we didn't deserve any of that shit, and they're evil, and that they would have done that to us no matter what we did, no matter, you know, like, because they just keep raising the bar, like, they move, you know, the goalposts in the game, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you can't win with a narcissist, because they have no love, they have no self-reflection. They lack the ability to look at themselves and say, where could I improve, or what did I maybe do to cause this to happen? You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to do that. They cannot do that. So they project everything. So when a narcissist comes in contact with somebody who is authentic, they live in their truth, they have a light, they can build genuine connections and relationships, they are happy, like, literally, like, they just stay in a positive mindset and you know, joy and gratitude as much as possible. Like, it literally irks them, where they, like, want to destroy it. They see your light, they don't know why they don't have it, and they want to put it out. So, but a narcissist is obsessed with how they look. Everything's about how they look. It doesn't matter what it actually is, as long as people view them a certain way. They don't have to be a good person as long as people think they're a good person. They don't have to be a good parent as long as they look like one. It doesn't matter if their kid is emotionally fucked up as hell and, you know, suicidal. As long as people think that they're a good parent, they don't give a shit. That is a demon, okay? And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of us, if not like half of us, you know, in this chosen one, you know, earth angel, twin flame dynamic, you know, whatever you want to call it, we are raised with, you know, these families. Like, some of them, you know, my family was like mildly narcissistic. I'm sure, you know, I don't even know. Maybe there's some stuff I haven't found out yet. But then, you know, on the other end, my counterpart's family. So I would think that one of the counterparts in each dynamic would probably have this type of family structure where they are a covert, malignant narcissist, which means you don't even know they're abusing you, which is like, holy shit. It's like, what's that called? Stockholder syndrome? Like, so, you know, it's similar to that. That's how I'm kind of viewing it. Like, and then emotional incest, which is where like these people, oh, I'm not even, look it up if you feel led to. I'm not going to get into that right now. But these freaking people, they present themselves to be nice and sweet and caring, and like they just are, they just go with the flow, and they just are your normal person, your normal society citizen, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, they're dark, they're evil, and like maybe they do witchcraft, they probably do, but this part, if this is your family, you probably don't know, because your whole life they're like, I don't believe in those type of things. Wait, magic's not real. Meanwhile, this bitch has got a big book of fucking spells, and she's out in the cemetery every fucking weekend doing some weird shit, you know what I'm saying? And then like, but their child or their children, or at least the sacrificed child, the scapegoat, would never even know it. So when the shit comes out, it's like crazy hard to believe, right? Like, it was hard for me to believe it about my counterpart's mother, okay? This was coming up so much. So a mother figure. And I was like, it can't be her. I'm trying to figure out whose mother it is. I know it's not my mother, I could not figure it out for the longest, for maybe almost a year, okay? So, and that's not, what I'm saying? And that's just his mother. So I can only imagine, like, no, I can't really. Somebody, when that's your actual fucking mother, like, to find out, to understand that they're evil and not like so beyond evil, like they've been sabotaging you your entire life. They've been doing witchcraft on you and all sorts of dark magic to try and take your joy, your fulfillment, your happiness, to take everything from you, all while smiling at you and pretending like they fucking care about you. That's fucking heavy. That's heavy. That's okay. I understand why somebody would not want to look at that. I really do. I understand. That is so much to like comprehend. But on the other end of the spectrum, like, the sooner you see it, the sooner you can start pulling away from it and get your life back and take back control of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't care who you are. Maybe that's why I was going with this message, where I was supposed to go. Okay? Anyone, if you feel shame over something, that is the devil. Okay? That's darkness. That's an entity. That is, you don't need to feel shame over anything. And if you feel shame for something, it's probably because these people projected it onto you, and that's not your burden to carry. And you need to put it down. And the first step to doing that is realizing who these people are and what they have done to you. And once you do that, you figure out that you were never the fucking problem. And anything that you did, any kind of behavior or, reaction that you had was a trauma response to being around these types of people. Like, I'm getting like really, like, I don't even know, what do you want to say? Like, I'm not angry, but just like passionate, I don't even know. This like is so serious. This is serious. That's like, what these people do is evil. It is evil. Absolutely evil. And the sooner that we can realize that all those things that they said about us were never real at all. They were projecting. They were talking about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can put that down and move on. And if you're the counterpart, where that is your family, your blood family, like, of course it's not easy to just separate and, walk away from your family. Like, when it's supposed to be the people that are meant to care for you for the rest of their lives. But, like, if you don't openly, like, choose to see who these people are, then God will have no choice but to, like, expose it to you. And it's going to get exposed either way, you know what I'm saying? But, like, it will come all at once, and it will be severe. Like, it's kind of like, when you are in a relationship and, it's not going that well and things are kind of off and you just know something's wrong and you're like, what the hell? And then, like, something's wrong with your intuition and you're not willing to invest in this anymore because you already know where it's going to lead. So you leave, you separate yourself, you're not in that relationship anymore. That is a hell of a lot easier than just staying in a relationship and not paying attention to your intuition and not paying attention to the signs and just waiting until it blows up in your face. Like, months later, years later, whatever, where you catch them cheating on you, or you find out, through another source that they've been cheating, and it's like a big exposure, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are two different things. Those are two different outcomes that could come from the same situation. And it's all, dependent on your choice in the matter. Like, are you going to choose to listen to your intuition and just be like, you know what, I'm good? And not even just your intuition, like, who do you feel good around? Like, if you're talking to somebody on the phone or you're, spending time with them, and then when you're done talking to them or spending time with them, do you feel better than you did before you talked to them? Or do you feel drained? or around the same. Every interaction that you have, whether it's a text message, a phone call, a physical interaction with somebody, it is an energy exchange. So if you are feeling drained afterwards, after a phone call, whatever, or you're feeling just bad, or you're questioning yourself, or you're feeling guilty or shameful or whatever, that is a person that you need to cut off. And especially, if that's not just like one time maybe, but if that's all the time, pay attention to how you feel after you interact with people in any way. Okay. And your emotions are your guiding light. And then that's another reason why these freaking narcissistic, malignant, demonic families, they do all this shit to make their children not trust their intuition, to not even tap into their emotions. They make them feel like emotions are not safe, and that, they are not allowed to have their own emotions, they're not allowed to have their own opinions. There's so much more to it. I'm going to do a whole thing on this, but they do this on purpose. 100%. It is intentional. They want you to question yourself. They don't want you to use your intuition. They don't want you to be able to, do anything without them. And they sure the fuck don't want you to see them for who they are, which you would be able to if you were able to, settle in your own energy, tap into your intuition, connect with God, any of those things. So they literally put in tactics your entire life to keep you from doing so. So you will not wake up to who you are or who they are. It is so fucking dark and twisted. It literally makes me sick. I can't with these people. It is fucking sick, okay? But it is imperative to understand who these people are. And the earlier you do it, like I said, and if you do it by yourself, it makes it a lot easier, because it's going to happen either way, but it's, you want to do it the easy way or the hard way type of thing. And it's sad. It's shitty. It's not okay. But you have to do it, because these people are draining you of your money, your energy, your fucking life, your joy, your happiness, your fulfillment, of everything, because you think that you have to get their approval, or you have to, you know what I'm saying? And you don't. These people are bullshit. They wouldn't approve of anything you did. Not even if you actually laid down and decided to be their little lapdog and do everything they said. They would just view you as weak, and they would respect you even less, when they already don't respect you. So there's nothing you can do to win with these people. They are fucking demons. That's it. Point blank period. You can't win. You can't please them. You got to cut them off. They're a leech. They are sucking everything good from you, your life. And it's depressing to watch. It really is. In my case, my counterpart's family is the type that I've been describing. And this mother figure, I should say, not only has done all of the things that I've described and more, she specifically does binding rituals, to keep binding herself to him, and, does, all sorts of spells, curses, hexes, attaches entities onto him, keeps him into addictions, does, attacks, I'm not even sure how it works, something with his throat chakra, throat chakra attacks, or binding his throat chakra, so he can't even, speak his truth. He has a hard time, expressing his feelings, or, even making decisions, or, having an opinion, stuff like that. That is not his actual character. That is this bitch. This nasty, malignant, covert, Jezebel, narcissistic mother. Okay? And it's sick. It's fucking sick. And I can't wait until he wakes up to this. And I can't wait until this woman gets everything that has come to her. Everything that she's put out. I don't even know how many people that she has ended their lives. We're talking a spiritual, serial, butter. Okay? Not even kidding. This is, without a doubt, the most disgusting person that I've ever heard of and known personally in my entire life. Even over this third-party karmic clown bitch that I can't stand, okay? I didn't think it was possible to despise somebody more than I despise that ginger fucking bitch. But it is. And that is this mother. Quote, mother. Absolutely the most disgusting human being I've ever heard of. Ugh. I can't, God, God's gonna deal with her. She's not gonna like it. She's already started getting it. So, anyways, that went a little left. But where I was going with that is, you don't need to feel shame. You don't need to feel guilty. If you are the one that, injured the smear campaign, or you are the one that has this kind of family, it doesn't matter. Either way, you should hold no shame. If you feel shame for anything, it's because you don't understand fully enough yet what has happened to you, what these people have done, and what's still being done to you. Okay? I hope you believe me, and you will one day, if not now. You should not feel guilt or shame for any of the behaviors. I'm not saying you may have done things that were wrong, okay? And it's okay to feel bad about them and to make atonement for it. That is absolutely, healthy and sometimes necessary. But, well, most of the time necessary, I would say, if not all. But that you should not feel shame. Like, you did something wrong, you can admit to it, you can apologize, you can make atonement. Sometimes you don't even have to do it with that person, you can do it with yourself depending on the situation. And then you let it go. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You let it go. You don't feel shame over it anymore. You don't need to ignore things, stuff them down, and pretend like they didn't happen. You can process them, and like I said, apologize, make atonement for it. But then let it go. Let it go. These are not your burdens to carry. You deserve to have people that were in your corner. You deserve to have people that would love you and care for you and protect you and, guide you in the right way and care about your well-being as much as their own, if not more. And you deserve to have people that told you the truth and not, didn't lie to you. You deserve to have people support you. You deserve to have friends, real friends that cared. Real fucking friends, not people who pretended like they were your friends and then sabotaged you behind your back. Not people that thought that they were caring for you or loving you because they were trapping you and actually keeping you from everything that you ever wanted. You deserve to have real people. You deserve to have support. You deserve to have love. You deserve to have all those things. And the fact that you didn't means that you were not able to live in your authenticity or even imagine doing so. So the only thing to do is find out the truth and then deal with it and move on and let it go. Let these people go. Let everything they did to you go. Let them go. Cut them off. Move on. It's not your fault that these people are sick and evil. And you don't deserve to carry that around with you for the rest of your life. Most of us didn't or don't even know who our real selves are because these people projected their own judgments, their own labels, and their own just disgusting mindsets onto us. Okay? But we don't have to keep that. That's not ours. That's theirs. Give it back to them. Give them back their lack mentality. Give them back their judgments. Give them back their guilt, their shame, whatever. That's theirs. That's their guilt that they projected onto you and made you carry some of it. That's their shame that they projected onto you and made you carry some of it. No, I don't fucking think so. It's time to give it back. Give it back. You don't have to carry the weight that these people decided to fucking put on you. That's not yours. Stand up and give it back. Okay? I'm going to end it here. I really hope that somebody got something good out of this. This is not where I was thinking this was going to go at all, but I knew something was coming out because the Holy Spirit was leading me to do it. So, wherever you are on this journey, just know that you're not alone, okay? And I know it's hard. It's fucking so hard. This shit's not for the weak, okay? And that's point blank period. Most people could not make it through this. And that's why we're here, because we can. So, hang in there, okay? Love yourself. Love others. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. God loves you. And I love you. And I hope you all have a great day.